Hey everyone, welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle. I'm Heidi.
I'm Jeff.
And we are here to watch the second episode of Class, the Doctor Who spinoff.
That's right. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Jeff, Heidi, we did not see you react to the first episode of Class. Didn't happen. Okay. You're not imagining that. Here's the story. We did, in fact.
Here's the story.
No, not that story.
Okay.
We did, in fact, do a reaction to the first episode of Class. However, we had audio difficulties like you would not believe. That whole mess of footage ended up being useless.
Yeah, completely unusable. And thus.
And we could either pretend that we hadn't seen it and fake it and try to do that, but we don't want to do that to you.
No.
That seems unfair and unkind. So we are instead going to start with episode 2. We've already seen episode 1. We're going to do a separate video where we talk about that.
Yep.
And the first episode of Stargirl, which we also had those issues with. So we're going to talk about both of those in a separate video. You can look for that. But right now, we're just going to watch episode 2. We're going to tell you what we think after we react to it. And then you can jump down to the comments below and let us know what you think. And what else do they need to do, Heidi?
Well, if you want to see the full reaction, you can go over to our Patreon. Our first episode will be made free for everyone.
Not the first episode that didn't take.
No.
This one.
This one. Their first full episode that we have actually recorded properly with audio and video and everything.
Yeah. Now on Patreon, you'll have to sync it up with your own copy. It's available right now on Amazon Prime, so you should be able to sync it up and just listen to us or, however you want to do that. But that episode will be free on Patreon. Any episodes that we put up after that, actually all of our reactions, full episode reactions, are available just for $5 a month on Patreon. So you can check that out. That information will be down below as well. But also, if you like this sort of content, be sure and give us a thumbs up on the video.
And subscribe.
That helps us get these videos out there to other people. So we help. We help. We hope that you'll help us out. We hope. We hope that you'll help us out. It's been a long night, folks.
It has.
And I'm only drinking Diet Coke, so there's no excuse. I'm just really tired.
I have nothing in front of me.
Yeah. Well, you have a camera.
That's true.
They're in front of you.
Hi.
But we're going to watch this episode. And if you want to see more reactions like this, then be sure and subscribe, hit the bell, the thumbs up, all those good things so that we can keep doing this. Okay?
Comment as well. We love comments.
All right. So we're going to watch now. Here we go. Episode 2.
Yay.
Oh, I have to enter my Prime number. This is very Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It is. So are the fish people coming out? Oh. Yeah, fish people.
Great. Now Sandra's going to have to join the swim team.
Yeah. Oh. That's rude. The boys are just hungry.
Did you see? All I see is a player whose form's dropped. Coach Carroll. You went home. Look, you're my best player, Singh. But I meant what I said. I'm not a counselor. I look forward to getting the real you back. But for now, you watching me shower breaks about 17 loss.
Gross.
If the coach is involved, if he ends up being...
Ew. Ew.
I'm in control. Not you.
Is a tattoo thing?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, but it's the coach.
Right.
It's a team.
Right.
Death in the shower. Skin pulled off. Very Go Fish.
Oh, extremely Go Fish.
If you don't know what we're talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's a season 2 episode called Go Fish.
And it's like, I feel like it's universally panned, but I feel like it's a lot of fun. That was a good episode.
Very young Wentworth Miller in that episode.
Indeed, if you watch it for nothing else.
Whole Hill has a body count way above average. They've got to know.
Just choose not to see.
Sunnydale.
Fascinating power.
Fascinating power, interesting words. Do you honestly think nothing else will happen? That nothing else will get pooped out through the bunghole of time?
Not calling it, are we?
Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if nothing else.
I think I like Hellmouth better.
Me too. Although Beavis and Butthead might enjoy that.
People dying. Even if something does come through, what are we supposed to do about it? We're not superheroes. Membrane of time?
Chasm?
Fracture. Bunghole.
I like it.
No.
jumping through hoops.
All teachers are monkeys, Miss Quill. Haven't you been listening to the Education Secretary? The inspector will be here today. He's especially interested in us improving our science rating.
Abysmal. 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 Abysmal.
You're going crazy, Rob.
Just stay away from the steam room.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, whoops. Yeah.
This guy's gonna have some PTSD.
Yeah, for real.
What the hell are you doing?
Sorry, we thought you were.
I can't wait to hear the end of that sentence.
There's weird things about Coach.
Are you heisting?
No?
Is that why your form's dropped? What are you doing on school grounds? Little non-sports person who I've never seen before, but whose name I'll be only too happy to learn.
I doubt you're supposed to be here either.
I'm a teacher. I work here.
Is a coach really a teacher?
Oops.
If I never see you again, my life will improve a good 30, 35%.
That's a line I need to remember.
You,
Next time I'm in a conversation I don't want to be in.
Yeah.
what a disappointment.
I couldn't find anything about him online. At first I thought he was an evil designer of casual coats and gifts, but I guess that's somebody else. Because this Paul Smith, he is nowhere to be found.
Maybe he's a normal citizen. You can't look everyone up.
Oh, yes, you can. Have you seen what this species puts about themselves online? Oh, so much genitalia. Did you not see his clothes? Of course you didn't. His jacket was made this year. You could tell by the collar, but the stitches in his trousers were at least 40 years out of date. I looked them up. His spectacles, no curvature to the lenses, obviously costume, and his hands, which he uses all day for writing with, had no writing callus on the second finger.
And you're sure it's not just because he gave you a bad report?
Yep.
Who are you? What are you doing here? What do you keep writing? Why don't you talk? Whoever you are, I am gonna string you up on that wall by your
I don't even understand some of these swear words.
He was purposefully provoking me.
I have to say, I'd be surprised if any of you three were up to mischief, especially you, April.
Thanks.
I can be mischievous.
I'm on your side. You can talk to me. I know all teachers say that, but they mostly actually mean it.
Oh, he's so gonna be eaten.
Mr. Flutie,
I'm
no.
not gonna
Yeah.
believe this. We can't just.
Oh my God. Was that?
What?
No.
Sorry, but you're out of chance.
Oh. Oh my God, I was right. Ew.
Well, he's not coming back from that.
No. Oh, it's like then they all ate that pig, right?
Why are you here, Kanakon?
Mm-hmm.
When you make your aggressive move, and you will, then you'll regret ever thinking you could inspect Miss Quill. Oh, for God's sake, what do you want?
Help me? Oh.
Really?
Ugh.
They weren't kidding.
Ugh. Yeah.
Okay, I'm out of ideas. Maybe no. Sorry.
Oh no! Come on.
So, what are we talking about here? A sentient tattoo? An alien tattoo?
It comes off his body, it kills people.
You can never have her. She's mine.
What did you do?
I was nothing. I was weak. Even the players didn't respect me. One day I felt her burnt into my skin.
Oh.
Some sort of accident when she traveled here. But she was trapped on me. On my skin. And suddenly I had dragon blood running through my veins. I was bigger. Stronger. And then her mate came looking. So it's a standoff.
But why does it have to be a standoff on your terms? Don't you know what we do with skin in this world? Have you never heard of leather?
No.
Make a chair out of him or something. Maybe you'll never have her back the way you want. I'll never get Rachel back either.
You do build a bridge out of her.
Maybe you can find a way to make the new reality work.
There you go.
So sad.
The governor's.
Huh. Oh.
Now, who might you be?
All right, and that's it for our reaction to episode 2 of so far the only series of Class.
Yeah. So far at this time, I think there are rumors that they are trying to do something with it, but I really didn't follow that rabbit hole.
All right, thoughts?
I enjoyed it. Now, if you were able to watch our whole commentary on Patreon, you would have heard some of it. But basically, this has got like so much Buffy the Vampire vibes going for it. It's like this entire, like for the first half of this episode, it felt like a season 2 episode of Buffy. And I really actually enjoyed that. And like, I feel like I'm going to start like labeling people by Buffy names now. Cause like for sure, Quill is absolutely Anya.
Which, I mean, I think can only... It's funny for us to make those comments, but I'm not sure it helps the show in my eyes. Because
it's not...
Too much of comparing yourself... too much of being able to be compared to a show that has stood the test of time.
Yeah.
And still has people. I mean, check on YouTube. You'll find that there are a lot of people discovering Buffy for the first time and watching their way through it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure... if that necessarily helps it in my eyes. It was just kind of funny that it had so many similarities. And I'm not sure if, honestly, like if that was like kind of like they're trying to go for an homage or they had like no idea that they're like totally ripping it off. So. Or they thought they were being clever and it just wasn't as clever as they hoped that it would be.
Yeah.
But it's one episode, and so we'll see as we go through the series whether any of that crops back up again.
For sure. But I didn't dislike this episode. I felt like it was like a good okay, so Buffy references aside, I thought it was a good episode. We saw the kids kind of dealing with the aftermath of what had happened in the previous episode. We saw like just kind of how they're dealing with it and how are they propelling this plot forward, what's going on with, this whole rift in time and space that they're going to have to be on the lookout for. So I felt like it was a good episode in like kind of keeping the throughput going. So I thought it was all right. Yeah.
Even last episode, there was a Hellmouth reference. So I feel like they know too much about Buffy for any of that to be accidental. Yeah. Which makes me worry.
For sure.
Yeah. But again, we've got 6 episodes left in this series. So as we continue to watch, maybe it'll pull away from that. Maybe it'll find its own space and its own zone. But even so far as having a robot boyfriend.
That's also a Buffy thing. Darn it.
If he didn't have cheese slices on his head.
No,
even though he kind of reminded me of that guy.
He did. Oh my goodness!
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff there that kept connecting for me.
Yeah, the only thing we're actually missing is the superhero who's supposed to be able to fix everything. Except he's jaunting away in a TARDIS somewhere.
Sure. Sure. Anyway, those are our thoughts for episode 2 of Class. We want to know what you think. Jump into the comments down below and let us know what you think down there. We try to respond to as many of those comments as we can.
For sure.
And we do love hearing from you guys. As always, if you like this episode,
hit the thumbs up.
And consider subscribing to the channel. We love it when you do that. As we said, Patreon will have the full episode up. You can watch along with us via your copy of this. And who knows what you'll see there. We did a lot of silly stuff during that. So,
yeah.
Anyway, that's it for us now. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.